Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, December 12th through Sunday, December 18th, 2016. For this weekly reading, we're going to be using the Animal Wise Tarot deck by Ted Andrews. And your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's take a quick look at your stones of choice before we get into the astrology energies for the week. Your first stone of choice is a double terminated citrine. Now, citrine is going to vibrate to the solar plexus energy, that golden yellow color. And citrine is a stone for creative endeavors. It's really energizing. It's good for success in business, prosperity, and it brings a joyful, happiness kind of energy vibration to it. Now, the fact that this is a double terminated citrine means that the energy is coming off of both points here and going out in all directions here simultaneously, or in both directions. Your second stone of choice is a sodalite cabochon. Now, sodalite is that blue color, so it's going to vibrate to the throat chakra where we communicate. And this actually helps to marry logic and intuition, so it's very intuitive stone. You can use it on the third eye as well as the throat, but because it's got that communication aspect, we're using both logic and intuition at the same time. It stimulates the pineal gland, which I said was the third eye, and it helps to stand in your truth and speak your truth. The last stone of choice is a malachite pyramid. Of course, the malachite is this beautiful deep green color vibrating to the heart chakra. This stone has a really strong connection to the Divic realm or the nature realm. It opens up our heart to unconditional love, and it's really useful in both scrying and journeying. Scrying, of course, is being able to see and perceive at a psychic level certain information. And journeying is that tool that we use to kind of go within our own subconscious and do some healing work. So again, your stones of choice are the double terminated citrine, the cabochon, which is a very flat stone, and I didn't say that. It just has this very kind of smooth and circular quality to it. Reminds me of the infinity. And then, of course, the point of the malachite pyramid here is bringing energies down from universe. So citrine, sodalite, or malachite. All right, so let's take a little bit of a look here at the astrology energies for the week. Not a lot going on, but what is going on is pretty important, and as we move into the beginning of next week, there's a lot of things happening too. So this energy is a build-up energy. As we get into Monday the 12th, and I may have mentioned this in our last week's weekly reading, because it happens really early in the morning hours, just after midnight on Monday the 12th, is the Sun in Sagittarius with a positive connection to Uranus in Aries. Now, these are both fire signs. Sagittarius is fire, Aries is fire, which is very energizing and very creative and very leadership-oriented and very passionate in a lot of ways. And the fact that the Sun and Uranus are coming together in a positive aspect, I feel is a really good beginning to the week. It can bring some surprises, some things that we didn't expect, but they may actually be positive surprises because they are in a positive connection. This is highly a freedom-oriented energy, an independent energy, so it's really good for breaking free of the past or breaking free of certain circumstances or situations that it's time to release and let go. And that leads us into the full moon that we have on Tuesday the 13th. This is a full moon at 22 degrees Gemini. And it's actually pretty well aspected. The full moon at 22 degrees Gemini is going to be in a positive trine aspect to Jupiter, which is the planet of blessings, and it helps to expand and make things bigger. It's going to be opposing Saturn. That's the only kind of the tricky energy that's going on. But Saturn is in Sagittarius, so this can actually help us to manifest blessings in our life if we are focused on what those blessings are. If we're staying in a positive space with our belief systems and our thoughts and what we're, visualizing for the future, then the full moon here in Gemini opposing Saturn actually can again bring this sense of manifestation to these new kind of ideas or things that we're envisioning for our future. And also the full moon is going to be in a sextile aspect to Uranus. A sextile is an aspect of opportunity, and of course Uranus can bring that unexpected higher vibrational energy in. So, between Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus that this full moon is connecting to, I think it's a pretty good energy, and I actually feel like, again, this can be something, although it can shake up the energies because Gemini is a mutable sign, and also Gemini sometimes vacillates back and forth with decisions or, with ideas or what direction they need to go. As long as you can stay in a positive frame of mind, I really feel like this can be a really good full moon. Okay? On Wednesday and Thursday, the moon is actually traveling through the sign of Cancer. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is that it's connecting to a lot of planets both Wednesday and Thursday right after our full moon. So I feel like even in the 2 days following the full moon, we're going to be seeing a lot of changes and shifts, mostly on an emotional level, because the moon is in Cancer, which is a very feeling-oriented, emotional sign. It's actually the ruling sign for the moon. And it's a highly tuned into intuition as well. But on Wednesday, the moon in Cancer actually makes a positive aspect to Mars, which is very motivating, and also a positive aspect to Neptune as well, which can be very spiritual and very kind of otherworldly. But as we move into Thursday, the moon in Cancer then opposes Mercury, the planet of logic and ideas. It opposes Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth. It squares Jupiter, and it squares Uranus. And the square is usually a challenging aspect, and this is going to make our emotions bigger. It's going to kind of expand that. And also with that square to Uranus, it's going to bring in some sudden emotional outbursts. Not necessarily from other people, although it definitely could be from other people, but also within yourself. If you're going through some sort of a transition or transformation or purging of old energies or healing old energies within yourself, especially those of an emotional quality. Again, Thursday is going to be huge for a lot of this reorganization or redirection or emotional transmutation or transformation of these energies. And that's really all that's going on for this week. But I do want to just give you a little heads up that by the time we get to next week's reading on Monday, Mars is going to be changing signs on Monday, and the biggest thing is that Mercury actually goes retrograde on Monday. Early in the morning at 15 degrees Capricorn. It's almost connected to Pluto at that point, so that's going to be really highly significant and important. So make sure that you tune in to next week's weekly reading, and don't forget to go back and watch the monthly reading for December if you haven't already, or if you want to witness it again to kind of remind yourself of what's going on at this time period for the month of December. Again, you can find that under my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma. So that is a little bit about the astrology. Let's go ahead and take a look at our cards. And again, this is from the Animal Wise Tarot deck by Ted Andrews. So we have a lot of animal totems here. So the first card is the Seven of Four-Leggeds. Now, the Seven of Four-Leggeds is the same as the Seven of Earth or the Seven of Pentacles in the traditional tarot deck. Now, in the Animal Wise Totem deck, this is the rabbit. And the message at the bottom says proper use of cycles and rhythms. So when we're thinking about the number 7, this is about really kind of contemplating certain things that are going on in your life. It's about pulling back your energies and going within. And a lot of times we do that at this time of the year. You know, it is December, it's winter time in the Western Hemisphere. It's nearing the holidays. So, you know, we're kind of, we're reminiscing about the year past, or even about the past of our life, because we're getting close to the end of the year. So this is a lot of, again, about pulling and going within yourself, having some alone time, doing extra meditation and contemplation about things. And the 7 of Earth, usually when I see the 7 of Earth, I think about timing. I think about that we've planted a lot of seeds. You know, this is about planting seeds, but it's not quite time yet to harvest them. This is about being patient. This is about being still, and again, connecting with your inner spiritual self. Now, it's interesting because the rabbit usually talks about a cycle of 28 days. And whenever we see a rabbit totem, it usually suggests that within about 1 month's time, or within a 28-day cycle, we're going to see and experience some huge leaps and hops, okay? And, you know, just like a rabbit leaps and hops, they don't go backwards and they don't take small steps. They just really hop forward and they take a big leap. And so I feel like we're about to take a big leap, which, again, we're moving into the new year of 2017 by the time the 28-day cycle is over with, which makes a lot of sense. That right now we are just being quiet. We're just kind of at a standstill. You know, again, we've planted a lot of seeds over this year, or maybe even over the last few months, or even over the last couple of weeks, you may have planted some seeds. And you just got to give them time to grow. You have to nurture them and tend to them, which means nurturing yourself and tending to yourself, allowing yourself to heal on a lot of different levels, paying attention to self-care, so to speak. And again, just being patient while this 28-day kind of inner cycle goes by before we see this leap and hop in a big way towards the next step on our path. But let's go ahead and take a look at the next card, and maybe we can get more information. The next card, okay, is the 2 of Shapeshifters. Now, Shapeshifters in this deck is cups. So this is the 2 of cups, or the 2 of water in the traditional tarot. And this is Daddy Longlegs. And at the bottom it says weaving deeper relationships. And so I get the sense that there's relationships on the minds of a lot of you. Perhaps it's a relationship that you've recently let go and separated from. Perhaps you're in the process of doing that, or you're contemplating doing that. On the other hand, this is also about deep, intimate soulmate types of relationships that we have with others. Again, we're getting close to the holiday season, Christmas time for a lot of you that celebrate Christmas holiday. And, this is connecting with family, connecting with friends and loved ones, connecting to those people that are closest to us. But again, that 2 of Cups energy, especially with the 7 of Four-Leggeds first, being a time of contemplation, is I feel like a lot of us are just kind of reminiscing or contemplating over lost relationships or relationships that have ended. And know that those relationships will always be dear to your soul in some way. We're all very interconnected, and those people, those soulmates, if you will, served a very prominent and important purpose on our paths of healing, and on our paths to move forward with our destiny and our career and what we're here to do and where we're here to go. And not just from a business career perspective, but from the bigger picture of who we are, and again, our destiny on the bigger level, is that all relationships really taught us something. And I feel like even though some relationships may be a part of the past, I again look at this phrase at the bottom, weaving deeper relationships. It's time to pay attention to those relationships that are still in our lives, that are important to us. Again, family, close friends, maybe new relationships that are coming in or getting ready to come in. And as we weave those deeper relationships, we truly understand the true and most important meaning of our lives here on this planet, which is about loving one another and supporting one another, getting along, helping one another. All right, let's take a look at the last card. The last card is the Queen of Winged Ones. Okay, they're giving me this message about the Two of Shapeshifters, and that is just that because we're entering the holiday time, that we're going to be getting together with the Two of Shapeshifters there, the Two of Cups. We're going to be getting together, or that we should make time to get together with those people that we care about. Okay, so now we're moving on to the last card, which is the Queen of Winged Ones. Now, the Winged Ones is the swords or air in the traditional tarot. So this is Scarlet Macaw, and the message at the bottom says sharp vision and spiritual perception. It's a very colorful card, and obviously the macaw is a very colorful bird. The Queen of Swords is about being objective. You know, it's about being logical and objective and cutting away all that no longer serves you. So again, we go back to the fact that we're towards the end of 2016 and we're clearing the past, we're letting go of certain situations and circumstances that it's time to release. We're kind of cleaning house, so to speak. And the Queen of Swords, or the Queen of Shapeshifters here, is about cleaning house on the mental level. It's about releasing old thoughts that no longer serve you. It's about releasing negative belief systems that no longer serve you. It's about healing those lower vibrational energies within the mind, the ego mind. Not allowing the ego mind to perpetuate thoughts like I'm not good enough, or I'm never going to accomplish my dream, or I'm not lovable, or whatever those thoughts might be. This is about standing in your truth on a mental level and knowing that you're worthy and knowing that you're deserving of the very best in life. And again, it's about using your logical faculties in a very positive way to create the picture of where it is that you want to go. So this is, the Queen of Swords is a very strong energy, and she is a queen, so she does have that mothering, nurturing quality, but it's in a very logical and mental way. So this, we're winding up the week with this kind of logical energy and the Great Mother, or the Divine Feminine kind of sense. All right. I also feel like they're saying to put the color back in your life. And that's funny because I just did a post on Facebook on my Sacred Soul Empowerment page not too long ago that talked about putting color back into your life. And I feel like we're getting a message here at the end of this week with the Scarlet Macaw too, about being creative, being vibrant and creative and energetic, and just putting some sort of color back in your life, being, creating some sort of color in your life. Whether you're working on a project or whether you just need to put a little bit of joy and happiness back in your life and do something different. I feel like that is important at this time. Okay, let's take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So for those of you that chose the citrine, the double terminated citrine, and I see one right now that's kind of sticking out. So double terminated citrine people, King of Fire. Nice card. King of Fire says, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. And advice from someone creative. So this could be about you connecting with somebody this week. This person is probably masculine or leadership oriented. If they're not male, they're just a very strong person, very motivated, successful, creative kind of person. Either that or these are qualities within you that need to be kind of developed or brought out into the open. I feel like you're needing to take charge of something this week. You're needing to focus your efforts on your dreams, your goals, and where you want to go. This is a very, very positive card. And I feel like this is saying that you're gearing up for this new transitional energy as we move into the new year. You may be doing something this week, but I feel like this is a message that goes beyond this week and says you're gearing ready to take charge of your life and really be motivated to move forward, both this week, but as we move into 2017 as well. All right, let's take a look at the special message for those of you that chose the Sodalite Cabochon. Okay, so this one is sticking up. Sodalite people. Three of Water, another nice message. Three of Water says a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, and the need to have more fun. So right away, I'm feeling that you're going to be spending lots of time as we near the holiday season, this week perhaps, with groups of people that you're really close to. Family, close friends. I feel like there's some sort of a group activity that you all get together, and it's meant to both emotionally connect at a deeper level, but also, just as the card says, you're meant to have more fun. I feel like some of you may have been invited to something and you're just kind of on the fence about whether to go or not. I feel like this is saying you should go. You should really go and open yourself up to enjoying yourself. I feel like we've all been through a lot, and we're going through the drums of holiday and some of the astrological energies that we've experienced over the year, and I feel like if we lift our mood and lift our spirits through getting together, especially with people that we trust and that we care for, this is going to help tremendously. This is also telling me that your intuition is going to be heightened this week. So I feel like your spiritual connection is heightened, your psychic senses are heightened this week. So it's a good time to do meditation and visualization and focus those energies on, especially with the full moon here on Tuesday, focus those energies on what you want to manifest. All right, and then for those of you that chose the Malachite Pyramid, let's see, give these a little bit of a shuffle. This one is calling my attention. Oh, two want to come out. Okay, all right, I guess both of them are going to come out. I was going to see if one or the other, but the Malachite people, wow, very interesting that these two cards came out together. The Ten of Air and the World card with Archangel Michael. Now, they actually go together quite well. The Ten of Air says the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now and recovering from an addiction. And this is usually about releasing negative mindset, because this is air. This is about the mental realm. So it's about releasing old belief systems and thoughts, just like we talked about earlier. We're healing those and letting those go. And this is saying that we're at the end. We're at the end of that cycle of healing. We're at the end of that cycle of releasing. We're ready to move on into a new and better way of thinking and believing. And the Wheel of Fortune goes with that quite well. And if I said the World card earlier, I apologize. I don't remember if I said the World or the Wheel of Fortune, but this is the Wheel of Fortune with Archangel Michael. And it says a time of positive change, a situation suddenly moves forward, and fortune is on your side. So that's, again, even more confirmation that all of this here is being released. All of that like negative mental energy. And they're saying don't judge yourself about what it was you were experiencing on a mental level. It was part of the process of letting it go. It was old wounds from this and previous lifetimes. A lot of it, they're saying, was from previous incarnations that just had to come up and out to be purged. And it was almost like it was beyond your control in feeling it or experiencing it. But now that it's on its way out for good, now the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and we're moving into a much, much more positive time of change for you. So that is a very, very heavy, in a good way, but positive message for the Malachite people. They're also reminded me and this is an astrological energy that I didn't mention earlier, and it's nothing that's come to a head yet, but we are feeling it strongly. We have felt it strongly since the beginning of December, and that is Saturn squaring Chiron, and also Saturn trining Uranus. Now, what is that all about? Both of these energies are happening strongly in this month of December. And Saturn is about old karma and about lessons from the past. Chiron is that wounded healer, or where we hold our past life wound. But remember, it's also the shaman, the mystic. It is where the healing takes place and where we can heal both ourselves and other people. And then, of course, we have Uranus, which is in the mix with Saturn trining Uranus this month as well. Uranus is bridging us to a new way, a better way. It's higher dimensional God, mind, energy, whereas again, Saturn's the past. It's third dimensional energy. And we need third dimensional energy. We're part of the third dimension. Earth is a third dimensional planet. But Saturn and, squaring Chiron and Saturn trining Uranus, it's almost like we're bridging the past and moving into the future through healing our wounds. That just sort of popped into my head right now. Okay, I don't even think I could say it again, so you'll have to go back and listen to what just came out of my mouth. But to say it in another way, Saturn is about third dimensional energies of the past and old karma. And Uranus is bridging us to a new and brighter and better future. And in between, here we have Chiron. And Chiron actually is the rainbow bridge between Saturn and Uranus out there, in the universe. As far as in our solar system, we have Saturn, and then we have Chiron, and then we have Uranus. So Chiron is bridging the past to the future. And the fact that these energies are at play, and again, I think it's either next week or the week after. I believe it's actually maybe right after Christmas that all these configurations come to a head. But we're feeling it really strongly right now in some of the wounds of the past that's coming up. And if we can just keep our minds focused on the positive and visualize a better future for ourselves and stay connected to what our dreams and our goals are, which is that Uranus and Aries energy, then Saturn is going to help to manifest that, because Saturn is a manifester. So they wanted me to give you that message before we're done. But thank you so much for listening to the weekly reading. I send you all many blessings of love and light. I desire that all of your hopes and dreams and wishes for the holiday season comes true, and we will meet again before the holidays actually come up, or the Christmas holiday. I'll see you next week. So many angel blessings, much love and light to all of you.